Face, front, true believers, welcome to issue 129 of the Pitch Nerds. We are the weekly show where a couple of nerds assembled to bring you the latest nerdy news, reviews, and occasionally talk, pitch stuff. We're doing aliens next, right? Yeah. Anyways, I'm Cap, and as always, best friend, fellow nerd, and, I don't know, gentleman scholar, Mr. Frosty. Mr. Frosty, how you doing today?
Welcome.
Sorry.
98.7 ROQ.
Oh my god.
With Snowman and the Captain.
No, sorry.
The R.
We didn't have a show last week because I was in Vegas, but there's about a million updates and everything just sort of blah, 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 all at once when I was trying to get everything set up for the show. So, sorry for the delay.
I'm unprepared too. I rolled out of bed and turned on the computer.
You look sexy as fuck. You are
beard is everywhere.
You are a well-aged millennial. You age like a fine cheese.
I'm a vintage millennial. I'm 81, so I'm like right there,
barely
millennial.
Oh my goodness.
I was just 1 year older. It could have been cool.
Anyways, my goodness, what do we have? We have some X-Men.
So we had a couple of trailers. We obviously got X-Men 97.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta post this new link. As well as a few other let's see. Oh, we're talking obviously nerdy news. Oh, and we're gonna Super Killer's released.
Yeah.
Five panels of his book, so we're gonna go ahead and review that. Hang on. Hoppy. I'm just posting the link. So anybody that follows us on Twitter can now tune in. I mean, they could anyway. All you have to do is type in Pitch Nerds into Google. Everything pops up.
Yes. We made it to Google status.
Yeah, but that's pretty easy.
Shut up. Anyways.
Yay.
Celebrate mediocrity, Frosty.
Shut
the fuck up. Anyways.
Every time I talk about this show, I'm always just like, we do it for fun.
We do it for fun.
It's honestly like therapy for me because I see like X-Men 97, I'm like, I must discuss.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, hey Tiffany, or like, hey, live with me, and they're just like, we don't care.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you ever? They're like, we've never watched a cartoon that's serious before. I'm like,
shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I wouldn't say get out, but it's not my house. So.
No, you make it your house, Frosty. Get out. I exposed somebody new to X-Men 97. We watched it up, all the way through up until its current episode. Oh my god, it's so good, so good. We'll talk about it
shortly when we get to reviews.
And we also have our Behold Nerds, which is Dark Phoenix.
Yep. It's a movie I wanted to pick for a while because honestly, I knew you never saw it, and I'm like, damn, this movie's actually pretty fun.
I have a lot to say about that movie.
The downside, we'll get into it for me, was the ending, but that was because Captain Marvel.
Right.
Originally, it was supposed to be a giant space battle with her flying around killing ships and stuff like that.
Instead, it was her just hugging people.
That's what they're doing in Captain Marvel, and they were like, oh.
Yeah.
And you know what?
So do it better.
Yeah, it's better than Captain Marvel, in my opinion. But anyway, so jumping into the news.
Yeah.
All right. So I got Boys season 4.
Oh, the trailer dropped. I missed the trailer. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Okay, because I have that listed on there.
Oh my goodness.
I do have some news about it because it releases on June 13th.
Okay.
So mark your calendars. And also, what was that school that Gen V took place at?
Yeah, the whatever.
Yeah, like Godiva or something like that. Remember though at the end they took the characters Kate and Sam, and then the media respun them into the Guardians of whatever. Yeah. So apparently they're gonna be in season 4 of The Boys.
I mean, it makes sense because you had a Homelander, or not? You had a Homelander show up, and then you had at the very end showed up. So yeah, I'm okay with that.
I saw the trailer. It looks brutal as always.
Does it?
It looks so good. I've tried to. Anytime I'm like trying to explain the boys to people, like I can't remember. I showed something. Oh, we were talking about D&D, and I was like, well, yeah, I mean, what do you call it? A fly could like go into, pull a Thanos famous move and then turn into a regular. But if you're a druid, and then, oh, and then like people were saying, well, it would take more damage than just as much damage from the person. I was like, I don't know, like, I was like, sure, it wouldn't work like this, and then I pasted the clip from the boys.
Well,
what's wrong with you?
we kind of saw that with Shrinking Ray with
right, but he's got superhuman durability and stuff.
Yeah, so he just
but
sucks
no,
it
I don't know how it would work, but I mean, yeah, I posted the scene from the boys where he goes in the penis.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then my friends are like, "What the hell's wrong with you? What is that?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a pretty weird show." And then I posted the next scene where Mother's Milk, like, all of a sudden that guy's dong wraps around his neck.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And then like it like goes up into him afterwards, and he's like, "Was that his?"
Hold on.
Anyway, so yeah, Kate and Sam, they'll be in it.
Yay!
I guess. Like, I'm interested to know because I actually liked it. It wasn't as good as the boys, but it kind of felt like
it wasn't bad. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it felt like their version of X-Men almost.
Yeah.
And I want to know what happens because if you remember the end, the Bloodmancer chick, she like Homelander shows up, knocks them all out, and then they get. It might have been more. I don't know. It all runs together. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes releases in theaters in 1 week. Are you excited? They pulled that from somewhere else.
Yes. Do they sponsor the pitch nerds or maybe up for it? Then yes.
On horseback are now guarding the throne and world premiere for Kingdom of the Apes. They got like actors in ape costumes.
Yeah. That's cool.
And yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. I did watch because it just dropped on Max. The last Planet of the Apes one, War for Planet of the Apes. Did you see that one?
No. I heard it was good though.
It was good. I mean, was it the best of them? I don't know. I mean,
I mean, they never fall to the level of badness. They just sort of rise to the level of they're good, but they're forgettably good.
I don't know. The first one I really enjoyed. The second one, I can't remember too well. I'd have to rewatch it. But yeah, the third one I watched, I was never bored. I watched the whole thing. I enjoyed it. I was engaged. So right there, it puts it head and shoulders above a lot of movies.
Right.
But yeah, they also explain because like, have you followed them at all? Like, do you know the story at all?
With who?
With Planet of the Apes, like what's going on?
I mean, yeah, vaguely.
Yeah, so there was that. They released that disease or virus.
The monkey virus, yeah.
Yeah, and it made them all smart, but it also killed off a lot of humanity.
Yeah.
But like, it didn't make sense because even if he killed off most of humanity, like 99%, we still outnumber apes by like a lot.
Right. But they're more like physically fit than us.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. There's so many more of us. Like
right, but one gorilla can take out like 5 dudes. Like
I know, but we're talking millions to one.
Yeah,
that's how many more humans there are than apes.
All right, fair enough.
Even post like 99% of society, like, and plus it was only their little group.
Yeah, I always wondered about that because it was just that group that escaped. So how it.
But this one they're starting to address that.
Okay.
Not the new one. I just saw the last one. This one, so they the disease that they all survived, all the humans, is starting to mutate.
Okay.
And so they're like the Woody, what's his name? Woody Harrelson. Yeah, he's in it. He plays like the main bad guy. And he's telling a story to Caesar. He's like, yeah, my son stopped being able to talk. He started getting stupid. And he's like, the very thing that we survived that made you smarter is now turning us into idiot beasts. We're losing our sense of cognition and everything.
Weird.
You guys are going to be the dominant species. We're going to be your cattle. and he's like, so he starts killing anybody that shows any sign of that disease.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, spoilers, he gets it because there's a little girl who's like the innocent character who has that and can't talk. Although she didn't seem stupid, so I don't know. Maybe, but she leaves Caesar her dolly, and he's in a cage, and then the Woody Harrelson picks it up and says, "What is this?" And then like he has the disease because he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I see what they did there.
But it's like that. So there's this disease that's further worsening humanity. And then the other thing they explain is they meet this guy, and his name is Bad Ape. And that's because he was at a zoo, and so other apes are starting to get it. And he thought his name was Bad Ape because all the zookeepers said Bad Ape. And so and the one thing that drives me crazy about this movie, and I know this is just my nerdness. One thing I did think was funny. They call it like the military. They had their own intelligent gorillas and chimpanzees with them, and they called them donkeys.
Okay.
Do you get it? Who's the most famous gorilla?
King Kong, yeah. Or Donkey Kong, yeah.
Donkey Kong,
yeah. Okay. I was thinking more of like Beast of Burden Donkey. It's like, who really? It's okay. I get it now.
They were kind of that too, because they were carrying their stuff, and then they would be like Donkey, and then they push their head down.
Yeah.
But the name was a reference to
Donkey Kong. Obviously.
Okay. It took me a minute, and I was like, oh. But no, God, where was I? But yeah, so so they meet Bad Ape, and Bad Ape, he's becoming intelligent too. So it's implied that and then like other shit happened. It was a good movie. Overall, I enjoyed it. I'm interested to know. I guess Kingdom. So that one wiped out most of humanity. So I guess this is where the apes are rising to power. Oh, Caesar.
So I think there's going to be an interbreed between a human and an ape, and that's what's going to give birth to like the more human-looking apes that we see in the Charlton Heston kind of future.
I think that was just they didn't have CGI, so they looked like
right. But I get it, but they could have easily made them look more monkey. Is what I'm saying. They made them look like human monkey. Not like
I know, but I just think that was the limitations of the time. I don't see this movie going that way. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
We could both be wrong.
But no, what drives me crazy though, like the little girl that can't talk and stuff. Like anytime she's on, she's clearly an innocent character. She wears this big hood, and the music gets all soft, and nothing bad ever happens to her.
Right.
But she's like, "Am I ape?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you are." And then she like the orangutan's like, "No, you're not an ape." And then and I'm like, "Yeah, she is." And then they're like, "You stupid apes." And I'm like, "You're all fucking apes." Like humans are apes. They're just a different kind.
Right. That's going to trigger somebody on the internet if they hear that. Moving forward.
But I'm not wrong.
You're not. Shh. It's not whether It's not whether or not you're wrong or right. For
people. No, it's.
Don't do God, that. You're doing it.
It's not one of those. Let's agree to disagree. No, that's what it is.
I mean, you could say that, but somebody out there's going to disagree.
I know, but that you can it's like if I was like 2 + 2 = 4, and they're like, I disagree.
Well, clearly you're wrong. It's 5.
I saw that because there was a guy. Anyway.
Yep.
Your man crush. I can never say his name right.
Idris Elba.
Esposito.
Oh, Giancarlo Esposito. Yes.
Yeah.
I have several man crushes, Frosty. Get it correct.
I know you do.
Okay.
Which I respect.
Yeah. You have to.
Reveals he's been cast in the MCU. It is more fun to be like, oh, check him out. Like, right. I would never do that for a girl.
Idris Elba, my God, my chocolate boom boom. God, I just want a spoonful of that. Yummy, yummy.
Anyway, so he's going to be cast in the MCU.
But
he says it's not been one that any fans have theorized.
Magneto.
Well, no, because he did say his mysterious MCU character is original and new. So, nope.
Oh,
we have no idea who's going to play. It's going to be a new character entirely.
Oh, I mean, they say that. I mean, it could be a new spin on an existing character, and that could be him doing the spin.
2, how they combined two people in one.
Yeah.
Like it was Whiplash,
and then
Dynamo.
Right. So it could be something like God. He would make a great Magneto. He'd also make a great Doctor Doom. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Where would you plop him?
Where would I put him? I don't know.
He would make a fantastic Doctor Doom.
You know, I mean, it's probably, I forget what that thing called, recent biased or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Bastion Machine Man.
Bastion Machine Man. Who is?
X-Men 97.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, it took me a second.
He would play that guy great. He plays good villains.
Yeah, okay.
Who else? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I like it when he plays the. Although I would put him as one of those characters maybe that doesn't have powers, but he's just a villain by being.
Pause really quick. SKS Official is joining us on Chat Nerds. This reminds me of the Arkham Knight as an original character situation for Esposito.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And thanks for chatting with us. My goodness gracious.
Thank you for joining in. We appreciate that. I agree. Yeah, it's there could be a lot. Original character. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll try and get back to you though on who I think where he would fit in. I do think Bastion would be a good role for him though.
Okay. Because we are going to start seeing more X-Men related stuff. They are now being poured into the universe via the Deadpool Wolverine. So you have to start thinking that universe beyond the regular MCU. You have to start thinking now that Marvel has all these toys, what are they going to do with them? So let's start filling these roles now that we have everything. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
He's always good in everything.
Yeah.
So Hugh Jackman, he's gonna star in as Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Robin Hood.
Mrs. Cat mentioned this.
Jodie Comer. She was in Free Guy, The Last Duel. You probably recognize her from the trailer from Free Guy. Actually.
Yeah.
Girl character. The film follows Robin Hood grappling with his past after a life of crime and murder, whilst in the hands of a mysterious woman after being badly injured. It's directed by Michael Saransky. I'm not familiar with any of his stuff. I looked it up. He is going to be making. It looks like he's got to be making movies. But Quiet Place Day 1.
Okay.
And then Quiet Place Part 3.
Okay. I haven't seen Part 3. I've seen Part 2. Part 2 was good.
I didn't know Part 3 was already out, but
yeah. That'd be a good Behold Nerds. You can do that.
Yeah.
It's on streaming.
But yeah, I'm fine with that. Hugh Jackman does a good job. I mean, definitely get him play an older Robin.
Is it going to be a musical? I'd love to see him do a Robin Hood musical. It'd be great.
I don't think it's a musical.
It should be.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird to think of him as I understand the crime, but murder. I guess you could do Robin Hood dark. Robin has always been a very lighthearted character.
Yeah.
Although when we did that Battle Nerds, I picked Robin.
Robin with a Y.
And she murdered the shit out of everybody.
That was great. Yeah, I mean, Hugh Jackman is an older Robin Hood being taken care of by some mysterious lady. Cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
It sounds very drama focused.
Oh my goodness. That's what we asked for.
Sex and nudity in movies has decreased by almost 40%. Movies with no sexual content has increased 20% per year to a max of 50%. Here's where my thought is on this. I kind of am fine with that because, like, honestly, there's nothing worse than being in like watching a movie and it's a completely normal movie, and then the characters start banging and you're with someone that you just don't want to be sat next to watching something like that.
Right.
With your parents,
With your parents or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like certain movies, it does add.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was that movie we watched with Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder? It was like a part of the plot.
Right.
It was like
Destination Wedding.
it does, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it made sense. But I mean, I don't really.
Well, a lot of the times in like old school like B horror, it was just very exploitative and just very gratuitous, and it was just uncomfortable.
I understand it even in horror because horror is almost like not porn in the terms of pornography, but I mean like porn as in it's gratuitous. Like,
right.
I understand that's again, it makes sense in that genre.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't have those movies anymore where it's just like two characters and then here's the sex scene and then like it's like wow, the music starts playing. Like all of that seems to have gone away. And to be honest, like why am I even watching those scenes? You know, like it needs to add something in the movie for the purpose of a sex scene.
Yeah, I mean, we're not teenagers now, and we have access to that sort of thing on our phone.
I know,
so
yeah. I guess maybe back in the day when that was all you had.
Right. So I would say that it's fine because the demand is down because people are just getting it from somewhere else. There you go.
I saw a comedian talking about it. It's like his girlfriend sent him a picture. He's like, it's a still image. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? I've moved past that.
Shake it around a little bit. Yeah, you know what? It's sort of like a weird overlapping whole, sort of swallowing the other and sort of being displaced somewhere else. Like, society has adapted and healed and has grown. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to point to that. That's what else we got?
Wes Ball. He did directed Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is what we're just talking about, as well as Maze Runner. Did you see Maze Runner?
I think I saw Maze Runner, but I couldn't tell you anything about Maze Runner. But I'm pretty sure I've seen Maze Runner.
I know that our friend Eric and his girlfriend Melissa, they absolutely loved it. Like she was on the edge of her seat the whole time. Really? I watched it based on their recommendation. It's the one where they're like stuck in a maze and they go out with running every day.
And with kids, right?
And it turns out the maze changes, so that was pointless mapping it anyway.
Right.
And then they give them a girl at the end. They're like, "This is the last person you get." And they're like, "You upset the god." I kind of thought that was interesting, and then I tried, but then at the end, I was like, "Oh, this isn't very interesting." And then the next movie, I was like, "None of this makes any sense." Like, what do you mean? Like their understanding of virology and stuff, like it was too off for me.
Okay. Oh, what was the premise of the universe? Like, what was the issue?
I can't. God damn it! Don't ask me that.
Okay. I'm going to ask you anyway, since you're that guy, Frosty. You're the guy in the chair who I ask things. Frosty's my Google.
Sorry, my phone is going off. There it is. It's telling me it's pill time.
Ooh. What color?
Anyway,
what color? What flavor?
Oh no, medication pill kind.
I know.
I've shown Cap this. This is the drugs they take post transplant.
Oh yeah. It's a delicious cocktail. Just mix them in with your Cheerios every morning.
Yeah,
gross.
Pretty much. I eat Special K though.
Okay, it's fine.
Well, it's got a little strawberries. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I get it. I go through my Special K phases with the strawberries. It's delicious. Actually, strawberry banana Cheerios are phenomenal.
Dope.
Anyways,
what were we talking about? You asked me what the plot in the universe. Basically,
Maze Runner.
I can't remember everything. It's apocalyptic.
Mm-hmm.
Some disease wiped out everybody. The experiment with these kids was to make an antivirus to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, something about that was the point of them going through the Maze Runner.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second movie is like they get picked up by a different organization, and then it becomes very what do they call it, young adult novelty, which is where I think it's from.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and all those young adult novels, I just kind of I get the appeal because I was once into them,
Right.
but now I'm just kind of like, eh.
Like the Hunger Games, I can acknowledge is like, okay, that's a good thing. It's just not my thing.
The Hunger Games ruin. Like, okay, this is the one time because I hate people like gatekeeping is good. I'm sorry no, but the one time I kind of get it is like we didn't get a big budget version of what's that movie called where the kids kill each other on the island?
Oh, the Japanese one. Yeah.
The Japanese one.
Not
anyway,
the,
that
no, no,
movie,
yeah, that one
was way better than Hunger Games.
Right.
They were like, well, we can't make that now, even though that one came out first.
Right.
They're like, we can't.
Battle Royale. Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, Battle Royale is just a ripoff of Hunger Games because Hunger Games is now in the public's mind.
Right.
And
Battle Royale was so good.
Yeah, but that's the other thing I kind of think.
Not the second one. Second one was.
Yeah, but I do think this though. Even if we did make that one, we would probably fuck it up anyway. So it's probably better with. You know.
You know what? Don't have us do it. Send it back to the motherland. Let the Japanese, let his creators come up with a new version.
Have you ever seen?
Let them do it.
Have you ever seen James Gunn's movie that sort of follows that plot line?
Which one?
The Belko Experiment.
No.
It's okay. It's not his best movie, but it is kind of fun.
Okay.
It's like I think it takes place in South America, but it's a very modern company, and they have like expats, so like people from the United States and all this, and they all work for this company, and they drive in every day, and it's this big like protected compound because I think where it's at, and then they get in, and then it's just a normal office. They're doing normal office stuff for this company named Belko, I think, and then one day everything locks down, and then they say, if you don't kill someone in the next hour, we're gonna kill two of you. And
okay, yeah. Okay, I know which one you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah, and then
I didn't realize that was a James Gunn film. Okay.
Yeah, it just escalates from there. You can kind of tell it's got some of his signature stuff.
Okay.
To it.
Okay, so I remember it coming out, being interested, but I think the human I was with at the time, it just wasn't interested at all. So it just sort of came in.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you should watch it sometime though. Yeah. Hang on, I'll add it to our
list.
Behold Nerds list. Anytime we talk about a film now, I'm like, time to add it.
Right. No, that's good.
Because we keep forgetting these films. You want to hear the list so far?
Yeah, let's hear them. Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Some of these were my ideas as well. But Eight-Legged Freaks.
Great movie.
Empire Records. Fair Game. Fido. Fight Club. Grandma's Boy. Nowhere. One of the Troma movies. That one was because we were talking about James Gunn. Risk Cutters: A Love Story. Memento. Upgrade, which goddamn it, you got to see that movie's awesome.
Okay.
The Ultimate Edition of BVS. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Kill Bill, because we never got to watch that originally. Bullet Train. The Other Guys. Tron. We just can cross off X-Men Phoenix. And what was the one I'm adding? The Belko Experiment. That's what we got so far. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah. I'll come up with something.
All right.
Yeah.
I've just been trying to, anytime we have one of these conversations.
Yeah.
Also, I have a list of shows and comics too, but we mostly focus on movies.
Belko Experiment.
Yeah, so that's a good movie. I forget this started because of something random, didn't it?
It always does.
Oh, we're talking about Maze Runner.
Yes.
The whole point was Wes Ball. Those are his movies.
Okay.
He promises to go to the ends of the earth to make his live-action Legend of Zelda movie the best thing possible for fans.
I want to hear that. I want to hear that. That's exactly what I want to hear. I don't want to hear, oh, we're going to make sure the derp is a derp. No, just give us a good... Yes, give us something fantastic. Now, how would you handle Link? Like, what sort of character? We haven't really seen a verbal Link since the cartoon. So...
I don't know. I don't know. I guess.
Because that's always been the struggle. How do you handle Link?
I would reference the most recent games.
Yeah, of course.
I would look for some younger kid, and that's just a killer actor, and
like an Atreyu type. Remember Atreyu from the Neverending Story? Get that type of kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd make him look elf-like, like long hair.
Yeah.
And then the ears and stuff like that. But yeah, someone like that. Maybe a little bit older than Atreyu. I was thinking like 15, 16. Maybe even a bit older. Like just because Link does feel like an adult.
Yeah.
The most I would go though is 18.
Yeah.
Because he's the guard. He's the lead guard. You can do it in Japanese because you pick up an anime and they're like, oh, this kid's 16 and he's the leader of the guard and the princess is
right.
Also 14 and it really makes you uncomfortable to watch because there's a lot of sexual stuff going on. But
right.
You're like, I guess that's just Japan.
That's just their thing, bro. Hey, they're making it.
I know.
I don't have a problem with it.
That's where I struggle with Japanese stuff.
Leaves you so conflicted. No. God,
because some of it's the coolest stuff you've ever seen.
Right.
I just remember putting on this one vampire movie and just the way it landed on the car and the car was
yeah.
I was like, it's so much better than animation at the time.
So your Link is canonically selectively mute. Would be interesting to see an accurate portrayal of that. Yeah, see, I would like to see that. And I think that's sort of like the challenge of the story maker, right? Like, what does your version of Link look like? Because the game sort of reacts around Link, and you sort of learn who he is through his inaction. It's weird.
Yeah, no.
The character of Link.
But he, you do get a feel of who he is. Though.
Right. Right, exactly.
And that's what I mean, so I would try and capture that. I don't know if you can pull off a mute Link, great.
Right. See, that's why when we were doing our Nintendo pitches, my brain exploded into the Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
I pegged, Gendy Tartakovsky would be really good at handling a silent character.
My movie was sound, but I know the internet would have hated me for it.
Right.
But here's the thing.
But it made sense though. But yeah, everybody would have.
But here's the thing. I would have made sure people knew what it was going in. I would have called it Peach.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's it. You call it Peach. If people would flock to go see. You know what? People would flock to go see Barbie. I really enjoyed Barbie. If people would flock, you treat it like Barbie, and then just have the Peach movie. But similar-ish. I'm not saying just mirrored a little bit between the two different characters.
You remember my pitch? It was actually very similar to what we got.
Right.
With the recent Mario movie, was because I was really focused on the basically the parkouring and everything like that, and Mario style. And
right.
That's what they did. Let's see, where else? Where are we? Paul Walter Hauser. He is. He's in Cruella and Cobra Kai, kind of like a bigger, chubby guy. Mm. He's been cast in Fantastic Four in an unknown role. I saw what's his name, Rob from Comics Explained, go, "It's Herbie," and I was just, I hate Herbie so much. I did not know this.
You don't like Herbie? You don't like Herbie?
People, I hate him. I hate him.
I love Herbie.
And I have a reason.
I love Herbie.
Yeah, people love Herbie because I was getting a lot of hate for that comment on Twitter. I was like, people like Herbie?
He's like the Orko of the Fan Four.
Yeah, see, no. That character always sucks. By the way, they fixed him, but the original Orcos and stuff die. But also, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But also, here's why I hated Herbie. Okay, do you know how Herbie was created?
No.
They were worried that kids were going to set themselves on fire if they saw the Human Torch. And So,
I mean,
so we need another character.
Could be one way to thin the herd.
Yeah, well, they brought in Stanley. He's like, what if he's a robot? You know, Stanley. Like, it sounded
right.
And then so they made Herbie. So I'm a little kid. I go to the store, get my VHS, super excited. I think I was in England at the time, and I see the Fantastic Four. Been collecting Fantastic Four comics. Pop this sucker in. Fucking Johnny Storm is on the box. He's not in the show. Who is this robot? Like, so ever since then, I've had a grudge against Herbie. I remember reading later because he keeps turning evil in comics,
right?
And I remember having a comic. I open it and Herbie's like, "Hello there, Mr. Grimm," and then he just like decks it and it explodes Herbie. And then he was like, "I saw Herbie," because he keeps going evil. He's like, "So I just reacted." And he's like, "Oh no, it's just a robot I made for Franklin."
Right.
And I was just like, "No, they stop making Herbies. Every time you do, they go wrong."
I want to see what the because it's an acronym, I think, right?
That's the problem.
Yeah. Anyways, for those, Herbie looks like a Jetsons robot.
Yeah.
Like a floaty Jetsons robot.
It's so dumb.
There he is. There's Herbie. Zoom in on it. There he is.
Anyway. I hated Herbie, but if you love Herbie, great. I guess you had a different experience.
You're woke.
I don't think you're woke. This is before that existed.
Just because it didn't have a name, Frosty.
Shut up. But yeah. Anyway, who do you think is going to play?
I don't know.
I mean, if it's not Herbie.
My brain just wants to say Herbie and just keep pushing that button.
Don't be stupid, shithead.
There.
I don't know.
I don't know. Who's like a mole man?
I got who did you say?
Mole man or something.
Yeah, that was it. Mole man.
Right.
Yes, it's Mole man. First villain, it makes so much sense. And he kind of looks like Mole Man.
Yeah, he's just make it work. There, boom, Mole Man.
Give him a stick.
Did we see Mole Man in She-Hulk?
I don't think so.
No, who do we see? We saw, my God, who's the other guy?
Mole Man was like the very first villain.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of somebody else. Never mind.
He lives underground. His whole thing is he has big animals he can call in. And then he also can fight, like, even though he's like a short, stumpy dude.
Oh. He's like
but not like, I mean.
Does he have like claws or something?
No, he uses a stick.
That's not very mole-like. Moles have like big frontal claws that are.
It's just he's like blind and his face is vaguely mole-shaped.
No, does he have one of these on his face? Like one of the.
No. He's like a dude. He's just a short, stubby dude that uses a stick. And he looks blind and he can talk to big animals.
I feel like we can give him a better name.
Well, that's what you can't change me. That was the very first appearance of Mole Man and the Fantastic Four.
Oh, I believe we can change it. What we need to do is we need to take the Mole Man and give it purple hair.
And make him a mole person.
Yes.
Instead of being a human being, you become a human doing. You realize you're saying nothing, right?
I love our talks. Anyways, what else we have? What do you
got? Knuckles. I had no idea people cared.
Knuckles is out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's become Paramount Plus's biggest series opening weekend or something. People love this shit.
Idris Elba is Knuckles. I need to watch that show.
Even me, who's just like, I don't get it. Because it's not that I hate it. I don't. It's baseball to me. It's not what I'm into.
Right.
But I'm watching it and I'm like, wow, they really are pumping up that this little like cartoon guy is like a badass guy because he's like, well, yeah, you messed with the wrong guy. You know what I mean?
Right. It's Knuckles. Yeah.
He just. My brain doesn't reconcile the two styles.
Okay.
And I think that's the issue. Because I'm like, oh, cute character. You're so cute. You know?
I get
then the
it.
fact that he's trying to act tough, even if he pulls it off, I still
Like,
like,
oh.
aw, for him.
Just depower him with an oh.
Yeah, but if you love him, I just don't get it. That's my thought.
So,
But yeah, I
you
mean,
know what? It is the medium. It is. That's what it is. When he's a little 8-bit critter, like he's cooler. He's like,
yeah, yeah. But you're into it though, right?
yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's on Paramount Plus.
I forgot that I had a Paramount Plus. Mrs.
It's
Cap
their
does.
biggest show, so you should check it out.
I will check
Okay,
it out.
so this is my guilty pleasure that I don't even feel comfortable admitting on here, but I will.
Do it.
I love Pitch Perfect. I love acapella. I love those movies. Something about them, I can just sit there and be like, "Oh, this is fun."
Yeah.
And the apparently there's going to be a fourth one. I'm gonna watch it. So yeah. Plus, I actually legit do love acapella.
I mean,
But I like it when it's metal acapella.
oh, so you know what's great is that, over my birthday, my childhood best friend Andy, you know, Noble, it's been on the show before. We had a sleepover, and it had to be a gay sleepover. It couldn't be two hetero dudes hanging out, so it was a gay sleepover. I'd like to let the internet know that ahead of time. Preface with that. So I had never actually seen the show before, but it's been commonly referenced, especially during the D&D thing. I sat down and watched Metalocalypse, and I love it.
Oh yeah, Metalocalypse is dope.
Yeah.
Surprised you haven't seen it before.
I mean, I've seen it in parts, but I never understood that type of.
I think they got a new because there is an overarching story through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they finished part of it in their rock opera, but they didn't finish the Metalocalypse, the apocalypse of metal.
Okay.
That never. I think there is another movie that you might be able to rent. I've never watched it. But yeah. Anyway, so Picture 4 comes out. That's your thing. Oh, this one. Okay, this last bit of news. Oh man, whoever did this, you're a horrible person. This is our.
Hold on, really quick. I saw Olive Knuckles. It was harmless, but also meaningless. I say this is a long-time Archie Sonic comic fan. Oh, that's cool that you're into the comics. So my best friend's younger brother was really, really into the Sonic comics. Like, so my exposure to Sonic was through Andy, because I never had a Sega. So everything that I know of Sonic and have played of Sonic was through Andy. Sonic 3 was my favorite. Starlight Zone is still the best song.
We're gonna do your stuff next, homie. We always start with the news. I do love hearing your point of view. You should join us more often. If you ever want to come on again, just let us know. Let's see.
But anyways, last piece of news.
Oh yeah, so this hurts, dude. Wally, the emotional support alligator. Do you know who it is?
No.
He was used as a visual reference for the alligator in Loki.
Oh, okay.
He's a chill domestic gator. He actually, that's his job. He's an emotional support alligator, and he likes. You see pictures of him. He's got like sunglasses on. He's super domesticated. He eats Cheetos with every meal. That's
wow.
Like this thing. That's his favorite side dish. Is Cheetos. Someone kidnapped him. And then they released him into a swamp with 20 other alligators. They're saying little to no hope of finding him. I feel so bad, man. He's out there wishing that he had some Cheetos.
Right.
I hope he's smart enough to be like,
just go and scratch on somebody's door.
Yeah, I mean, because he'll get picked. I guess that may not work though, because they'll pick him up and take him back to the swamp. I feel so bad for this guy. They need to find him. Look,
How did they not put a little tracker in him?
Biden, you want to win? Drain the swamp.
Jesus Christ. Good night, everybody. So,
we're having too much fun today.
Oh, you popped a fuse, Frosty. Congrats. wow, I need a cigarette after that. Yeah, I didn't hear about this.
I want this. I do legit want him saved. Bring Wally home.
I feel like Disney's going to make a movie out of this in 30 years. Like, there's going to be some family, like, movie. It's going to be animated or AI animated, whatever.
Why wait? I mean, people know him from Loki right now.
Right.
Anyway.
God, you know, it's almost like Homeward Bound or something, or like Fievel Goes West or something. Like, there's something to work. Oh, that's what we should do. Boom. Our next pitch after Aliens should be the alligator. The story of Wally.
All right, we'll do it. The scary part to me is he's going to struggle to get fed because he doesn't know how to get fed.
He's going to get bullied by a larger gator.
And they kill each other. Like,
right.
Yeah, that's scary. Anyway, hopefully they find him.
Anyways, Super Killer says he would love to come on again and pitch his Dr. Doom movie. I'd love to hear it. Also, the Gator News made him legit sad.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to share it when I heard that story. Like, it's so.
So how does a therapy gator, like, aren't you all afraid of like salmonella or some shit? Like,
no, like alligators, as long as you keep them well fed, are like really chill.
Yeah, because they're fed.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
that's usually how it is with reptile. Like, the snake is fine unless you forget a meal and then you become the food.
Yeah, but specifically alligators, though, they're super chill and like they can bond with people and stuff. Like I'm kind of scared of them, so I get it. But like, yeah, like I saw one they show the alligator and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he like comes over and rests his head on their like feet.
Yeah. And
like, you know, and it's like it's crazy. Like,
so I will say this, because I've owned bearded dragons before, and bearded dragons are sort of like puppy lizards, where they will run up and they'll find a spot and they'll cuddle with you. They'll give you kisses or affectionate. It's weird because it's a lizard. You don't equivocate that sort of thing with a reptile.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you know, I went to I did falconry and hawking and stuff like that.
Right.
So in the birds of prey world, they don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, you are just a mobile perch. They don't care. Like they do sort of like the guy who taught me, like his wife's bird didn't like him. So like if he tried to pick it up, the bird would like walk over so it was no longer on the glove and then go look at him and go like, they do a little bit. Oh, go ahead.
And Super Killer says, I knew about Wally for a while. This one probably had a sort of disability. It's almost like it didn't know how to or be an animal. Yeah, if you're a wild animal and you're domesticated and you're thrown back out in the wild, yeah, you don't know how to.
Well, he's saying it was like that beforehand, but yeah, maybe that also happens. Like, there's a famous cat on YouTube that's a puma, and or maybe it's puma, and it lives with like a dog and a family, and it's because it's got like its legs are too short or something, so it could never be a proper one.
But
yeah. All right, well, let's jump into some reviews.
Yeah.
And like, what do we got? We got X-Men 97. No.
Yes. X-Men 97.
Yeah, we should jump into Super Killers.
Yes.
So Super Killers is our favorite webtoon comic. You are now on Global Comics, I believe.
Nice.
And Fabulous 4K. So check them out there. You can check them out on. Go ahead and drop your links, by the way, in the chat. And you can check them out in Webtoons. We had the midnight release of the next 5 pages of his story, with more to come, and we are here to talk about it. So this is chapter 4, prologue.
Yes.
So this takes place sometime in the future. Actually, let's jump back because there was the cover for it.
Yeah. Well, I have it up here on my phone.
So the cover, so clearly shit's hit the fan. We got the new character. I assume it's new. I didn't recognize him from before.
I didn't recognize him. I like this one though. I like this new guy.
Yeah, me too. Then we got Jack holding Zombie, and then we've got like young Jack.
Young Jack with the metal around him.
Liquid metal wrapping around him when he's crying. It's a piece of art.
And then I'm trying to zoom in because you have the younger Jack in the foreground being consumed by the metal. Then you have like regular Jack fighting zombie, and then you have like his metal self fighting the Gundam kind of dude. Yeah. So you get like the 3 different stages of Jack. I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I missed the that.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. I like the introduction of the new character. It's sort of like a hero character is what they sort of allude to. Want to jump through it? Want to go through the panels? It's here. Hypergrade is the same as the computer who talked to Jack, and he talked through the body to the Iacod later too. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. And his name's Hypergrade.
Hypergrade.
So that makes sense.
Hypergrade's my favorite right now. With the big.
Yeah, I mean, I can't not love Jack the most. I guess my second most favorite is, even though she gets her ass kicked, I'm just partial to Zombie, just like that, like insanity in her eyes and stuff like that.
So I reread the 3rd issue because I wanted to just make sure I was up to snuff with the comics. So I think overall, Zombie is my favorite character because she's nut. Okay. You know how to write nuts. Like, you do it really well when she takes the fire and puts on the dude's hand on fire on her tit, and she's like, "Kee!" Like, you get nuts. That's cool.
Why, we're friends.
Right. Hypergrade has sort of a vendetta towards Jack, not really a hero. Okay. I'm a fan for, like, robot people with guns, so it's already a...
That is true. Cap is our sci-fi expert.
So
it takes place flash forward, and basically it jumps right in with Jack against Hypergrade. For some reason, Jack doesn't have access to his liquid metal. Hypergrade's like reading his pulse and stuff. I forget the character's name of the guy that's on the steering wheel. And then it's just this like knockdown, drag out fight with Jack kind of like running for his life. He's holding his own, but like it's just he's clearly overpowered and outmatched here.
Right.
So the big question is, how did he get to this point where he doesn't have the liquid metal? Also, we do see his like face.
Yeah, he say his face sort of like Terminator kind of liquid metal T-1000 style.
I don't know. Like I'm guessing that's like another layer of armor. Like
probably.
He kind of like you know who Jack's reminding me more of is Gaara from
Naruto.
Naruto.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, because it's just like the defenses and everything.
Yeah. That was a cool fucking character.
Super Killers is gonna weigh in on this.
But anyway, so we see at the end there he's like a broken animatronic. That's fun. So again, this is just an intro to it, right? Is this
it's a prologue.
The prologue.
So obviously he's starting. I could be wrong. This is my read what we got so far.
Right.
It's going to be this is the prologue, but it's
cut
like
to
missing.
Right.
So then we're going to get to like what led to this point.
Right. 36 hours later.
Yeah. No, it's dope because I mean, beginning and end they're just parallel, so you can swap them back and forth.
Right. But anyways, I approve. So, question: Hypergrade. It looks like sort of. So, how does his power work? Is it like it looks almost like Jack's in a way, but instead he can form guns?
It's saying that when he's Jack can't use his suit when he's overwhelmed. Mentally or emotionally. So
okay.
So you've built in a weakness, which is like that's
little gladiator action there. I dig that.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. You have to build in something.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll tell you what. This was like, oh god, it was so good. Like I know it's just 5 pages, so you're just like, like need more. But like I mean, like, so I was planning to read it because I had to sit around one morning and wait for some guy to do stuff in the house. So I was gonna read it, take some notes, and kind of like, because I want to spend time with it. Like really look at the art, and then like, shit went down at my house. I won't go into it. But like, so it's been like a shitty couple of days, and then like finally, like I sat down and read this, and I was like, "Oh, this is so good! This is so good! We just need more super killers in our life."
Yeah.
So it's 100% shut up and take my money. I absolutely loved it.
No, absolutely. Any tease as to when we're going to get the rest of it? You always have to give us a little tease. Like coming fall of 2024. Coming early spring of 2025.
Yeah, no, like we want the exclusive just because when you're like this massive like they're making like the anime super killers, you're like, yeah, there were these guys, the pitch nerds.
Right.
Like,
broke the news here. Upgrade is a technopath and can integrate technology and upgrade it to its physiology. I like that power. See, Quantum, there's shit like that. There's stuff like that in my project. See, that's cool. Usually month for next pages. Usually monthly for the next pages. Cool. Coming summer of 2024.
We appreciate it.
No, that's cool, man.
What's your?
No, it's a shut up and take my money. I like your new character.
So,
he's a technopath. That's awesome.
I will jump to.
Oh yeah. It's very like fleshy looking. It's weird, but I like it. It's cool.
There is the link to his webtoons, so make sure you guys go there and give him some likes. We're like really do like make sure you like take a few minutes. If you don't like our video, like his stuff because it's better than anything we do here. We just talk about shit.
Yeah, we just make fart noises and complain about how everything is woke. Sorry. Anyways, no, shut up and take my money. It's good. I love it. You.
Yeah.
So you left. You finished the last comic with the reveal of my goodness, I forget his name, but this really badass looking guy was like a cool as fuck looking thing, and I'm expecting that, but I didn't get that. I got this other character. It's like, oh, who's this guy? He's pretty fucking cool too. So at first I thought it was the same character, so I had to go back and double check. I was like, no, that's not the same dude, but I like this guy. This is cool.
I could be wrong, but I kind of felt ICAD was his Thanos, so I get not going to him straight away.
Right. But yeah, shut up and take my money. 8,000%.
So we'll jump into the other bit of awesome that we've had recently, which was X-Men 97.
Oh my god.
8.
7 and 8. 7 and 8.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, 7 was dope, but I mean, 8 was the one that just dropped.
Right.
Beginning of the 3-parter, Tolerance's Extinction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just.
So because you are my Google, and I prefer these conversations versus an AI bot telling me what's the thing is. I'm familiar with Trask and all of them, but who's Bastion? Like, I'm not familiar with his character.
They do the story, but Bastion Machine Man.
Right.
This goes back, but in the comics, he is. They changed it. But basically, in the comics, he's Nimrod plus Master Mold into one being, and then they send him through this. They can't beat him, but they push him through this gate thing. I forgot what it's called. And then, like, it's like the universe judges you in the gate. I knew this wasn't going to be in the show because it was too weird. And then, like, but what happens is, like, it spits him out as a child. And then, so he grows up
again
in the with like a mom and stuff. Like, gets adopted and he has a childhood. So they sort of did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They just made it make more sense. Like it's basically Nimrod
Right.
infected his dad. His dad had a child, and then this is how we got Bastion Machine Man.
Okay. So he is the big baddie behind all of it. Let's see here. I saw a clip of Doctor Doom in X-Men 97. I don't know who did the voice, but it's perfect. Oh my god, yes. Skipping to the end, we did get to see a few of the other Marvel villains. Actually, before this, really quick, if we can touch on episode 7, we got to see.
Let's read Super Killers official. So he said that's what gets you messed up. Hypergrade is under ICAD, and he's crazy enough on his own. That's what I picked up, though. I felt like this was ICAD was your big villain. Just he looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Dr.
Cool
Doom was in it. They showed all the villains that Bastion was working with.
Zemo.
Jada Pinkett Smith shows up. That was the joke. Sinister is working with Sinister.
Right.
But yeah. So I'm sorry, you were saying the previous episode?
Yeah, so previous episode, we saw what will happen when our contenders Rogue versus Captain America finally throw down. We saw the epic conclusion of that. We also get to see the epic conclusion.
Wait. I just got to point out that in the era that this show came out in comics, this is where there have been plenty of plot points because I used it too when I was playing with my toys. That were like, I think it happened in the Capitol thing.
Mm.
People throw his shield like, that's the last I see of that, and then like he has to go through a whole thing. So we don't get to see this, but this is where my mind goes. Like all of a sudden, a bunch of dudes show up and they're like, "Oh, you don't have your shield." It's like, that's never what stopped me before, And then and then he has to fight all of them. Now he's getting really fucked up. He's about to fight the Terminator guy, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't stop me." And then all of a sudden, he hears it, and that's because the shield just comes back, and it bounces against the dude's head and takes him out in the last moment and saves him. And so that's all Rogue did. She just gave him an adventure to go on.
Fine. A Rian Johnson film. Anyways, yes, but we
I know that sounds crazy, but that's everything that went through my head in that moment.
No, that's funny. That's funny. I appreciate that. But anyways, yeah, so going back to Bastion. So he's the Machine Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting choice, because I thought it was going to be, like...
Cassandra Nova?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought too, because she's in the Deadpool movie. But, yeah, no, they went with Bastion. Cool. It makes sense, though. So, Bastion is, what's his name? Nimrod. He infects someone. But it was cool they did it. So they go in the Blackbird. They go check out where Bastion's from. We had that scene with Cable being like, "No, it's a utopia."
Right.
I'm so edge. And then his computer's like, "What?" He's like, "Why couldn't you have stopped it before?" And his computer's like, "Impossible." And then, but anyway, so then they go to see his mom, and then like we find out that I forget what they're called, but the sleeper, fucking Sentinel people.
Yeah.
Well, they all start kind of lining up,
activating.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they all activate at once, and they all start like fighting the X-Men. And we saw one of these guys, it was that hard to take down. So they all the X-Men are screwed. Like you're just like,
It's
and there's just
so good. It's so good.
And then my favorite, it was such a funny joke because they do that whole bit about like Scott, because like Cable doesn't want to talk to his dad and stuff. And,
right.
And then Jean's like, he's like, "I remember being his mom," and then Nightcrawler's like, "Yeah, well, me and Rogue are brother and sister. Right. Our mom wasn't in the situation. Like, we choose our family. Like, that's it." And like, so she decides she's going to be a mom to Cable, and like, and then like, because she's like, "Seatbelts," and then
we had the Fast and Furious moment. Oh my god, it was fucking great.
Like, she's like, "Cable, get in the back," and he's like, "Stop bossing me around."
It was at that moment. It was all about the family And when it's all about family, it's when it's the Fast and the Furious, and that's what we got, because we got this whole thing, and then everybody's using their powers. You got Cyclops pew, blasting the cliff, and Cable's like pew pew, and Jean Grey's driving. And then they go off the cliff, and there's a brrr, and then she uses the bubble to like protect everybody, and the car explodes.
Wait, forget the other dad joke was. Because they come off in the Porsche and it lands, and then you have a Porsche, and then he just smiles into the camera. It was cheesy, but it was perfect cheese. It was perfect cheese. And because the reason they did that is because the people watching it are our age,
right?
And so they have kids, and their kids think they're lame, and they want to fantasize that they're driving in a Porsche while like
robots are chasing,
shooting stuff. Yeah, like, they got their hot wife next to them. You know what I mean?
So what's great about this is every character has a moment, and that's sort of like what the show does great is that all the characters, every single X-Men has a moment that any fan of that character can point to and be, oh my god, that was one of the coolest fucking things ever.
The explosion bubble protection. That was the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That's why I think it's leading the Messiah.
Okay.
You know Messiah Complex, right?
Which one is that?
This is my theory. I've been wrong a lot of the way.
I've heard of it, but it's been a million years since.
Messiah Complex was before AVX.
Okay.
And it's the birth of Hope Summers.
Okay, see, I didn't read the Birth of Hope Summers. I didn't read that.
You read Messiah Complex.
Yeah, so I read AVX, and I think Hope is already a thing. Like, she's already...
Yeah, she's the main thing.
Yeah.
And then...
I need to reread those.
I mean,
God, it's been
way
forever.
later down the line, we could get AVX. Which would be dope. But
that'll be the next Civil War is going to be AVX. Watch.
Yeah, but I'm talking in X-Men 97, you could do it.
Yeah.
Because
that'd be so good.
Because if they do Messiah Complex, then they could have because they're bringing in all these characters. They mentioned Hulk. They have Captain America. We
saw Doctor Strange. Fucking magic.
And so we've seen all these characters. So why not build the universe on X-Men 97?
Right. See, that's what they're doing by including all these. They're slowly trickling it in.
But you do it with AVX,
right?
But anyway. Oh yeah, Father said Messiah Complex. But with my favorite scene was the Wolverine Nightcrawler.
Yes. Oh god.
They're bros, and Nightcrawler's always been a favorite of mine. And I like the fact that him and Wolverine are like bros. And it was so cool because like we got a dope scene with Wolverine where he gets like knocked into orbit, and then he like falls and he's just like tearing people in half,
right?
Spinning around and stuff, and then the one chick's like give up, and like he like tears one of them in half. It's so cool. And it's just like, what are you giving? It's like, lady, I got 6 reasons. And then Nightcrawler is there with his
swords
like,
with the violin music. He's just poof, 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 poof,
poof. Yeah. And then they go back to back fighting impossible odds, protecting an unconscious Rogue. We even had them do the joint teleport move. It was
God,
so
that
cool.
slow-mo with the showing them going through. Oh, it was so good. So
and
good.
Then like just like all of them coming down at once, and they're just like, it was great. But yeah, so they're all getting overwhelmed. We see Jubilee and
Sunspot
running as well. She puts on her comic accurate outfit. I like that. So she puts on her comic accurate outfit because he buys, and then they get chased and stuff, and then like we finally see Sunspot like cruising through, and she's like, "You can fly." She tries, and she's like,
Yeah, it's every character is phenomenal in this. Again, I agree. Wolverine and Nightcrawler,
and you have to
phenomenal.
see Beast go up against his girlfriend and stuff.
Oh yeah, oof. God, this show's just so savory in every way.
Yeah. So we get all the throwdowns. Hang on, we got a note from.
No, that's it's spam.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's spam.
But so we get to see all of that dopeness. and then we get to like the meat of the story with Bastion. We find out that Sinister has I forget her name. I always thought she was Mystique, but I guess she wasn't.
I'm like, where is Mystique?
Yeah,
you know she's somewhere. She's somebody somewhere. And then we're gonna, once it's all revealed, we're gonna rewatch it, knowing that whoever she is has been Mystique. We're gonna be like, oh shit, it's been Mystique.
Oh, I mean,
that'd be cool.
It's one of those things that we all expect. So I almost would be like, that's impressive that they didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But so we get to see so Bastion, like we find out that woman gets let Magneto go. Sinister has her, and then they're like talking to her, and then she gives that awesome speech, and then she's like, the one thing I know is Magneto was right. And then he just like, he's at the polls and he shuts down like all electronics on Earth, which he killed a lot of people just then.
Right. I mean,
I don't know if the show's gonna do it that way, but if that's what he did, then that means all those people on life support, like all those people going through operations,
are just dead.
Yeah, and like, I don't know if that's, but Wolverine does mention Magneto declared war, and then he's like, oh, I wish the Professor was around, and then
crash.
X-Men. And then, like, I don't know if this is true. I gotta rewatch it. But
turn the heads, and it was like the old comic book things where
but he only selected like 4 guys or something, and it was only the smartest X-Men. He was like, to me and my X-Men, he ignored a bunch of people.
They can only afford so many animation cells and so many heads on the screen, Frosty. It was supposed to...
I don't know.
It's supposed to look like the old-timey comic books where you have the heads of the people who are going to be starring in the comic. It's that.
I'm saying I could be completely wrong. I just saw it on Twitter. So you can't...
So it must be true.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So it's 17 my money. I cannot wait for
shut up and take my money. 8 billion % take my money. I'm making up numbers because this show is just so fucking good. So you know what? Because there's a common X-Men theme here. Did you want to go into Behold Nerds with X-Men Dark Phoenix, or did you want to go into Battle Nerds?
We need to break it up. We've done 2 reviews in a row.
Yeah. So we can take. We can jump into Battle Nerds then, yeah?
Yeah, let's do Battle Nerds.
Yeah, so Battle Nerds, I will call it. So Battle Nerds is our weekly show where we random roll from a list of 100 pre-selected characters to pit them together in a death battle to see who will come out on top. Fan selected. Who has it? Last roll, or last time we fought, it was a good fight. It was a Judge Dredd versus Darth Vader. Who came, though I don't really care who came out on top on this one, because I think the scenario that the two of us came up with is cooler than any other outcome.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we were saying that there's no way that Dredd was going to win, even though I think he could win a fight between those 2 characters.
Circumstances.
Vader was he beat him by a lot of votes. So.
Right. But that's fine, because my God, that's
this week it is Megatron versus the first time fighter Megatron.
Yes.
Versus first place champion Rogue.
Rogue
is my I'm hoping she wins. Because she's kind of the dark horse. Zatanna though, man, she's ripping through people.
Right.
Like anytime.
What do you think Rogue would be able to? Yeah, I suppose she could. Yeah, it just absorbs Zatanna's ability. Yeah, okay.
I don't.
Anyways, but before
is a beast right now. There's not many fighters left, so
right.
But yeah, so Rogue versus Megatron. I got Megatron. You got Rogue.
So you know you're. I feel like you're the underdog on this one. I know a lot about Megatron, and yeah.
There's a little stipulation in the Battle Nerds contract that states I can pick any version.
Yes, you can.
Megatron I want.
Yes.
So there's a little known corner of the Transformers universe. Called Transmetal. It's a toy line with a story associated.
Okay.
And the Transmetal
Megatron.
Transformers
Yeah.
become celestial beings, sort of like Dark Side level. They stand across all universes at once,
Jesus Christ.
and then the Megatrons in the universes
Mm-hmm.
are just like their avatars. So you can't win. I win. This is over. Rogue goes down. Finally, Megatron takes the win.
I don't think so, sugar. Um.
No, it was funny because I that was one thing I researched
mm,
is most powerful Megatron,
right.
and that was what I found. Everybody who follows this shit is like that. And then I looked into it and I was like, oh yeah, this will do. But no, I won't pick that one. I don't know. The only one I really know is from the G1 cartoon. So
I mean, so what?
I guess all the way up through to the movie.
Yeah. So
I'll go with Galvatron.
I'll go with, you know how there's like we have like a
No,
colloquial.
that's what I'm going with. If you allow it, I'm going to go with Galvatron.
Okay.
From the
So you know what, when you first rolled for Megatron, that's immediately where my head went. So you're essentially a herald of Unicron. You're essentially a herald of Galactus, essentially.
Yeah.
It all boils down to whether or not Rogue can absorb his power.
I don't.
Let's see.
I thought you summed it up pretty good in your preview to the battle.
Also that.
Impossible. He's built to fight the Hulk. When is Ross gonna stop saying shit like
that? We have fun here. Anyway, so it's funny because when the same episode where Rogue took Captain America's shield and hucked it into the mountains, before that we saw her taking out a bunch of Sentinels, like with these just thunk thunk, just heads off. And we've talked about this before with Rogue. She fights just stupidly powerful things, and
she's powerful.
She's monstrously powerful. So it's all whether or not she can absorb the energy of Megatron. Now, here's the thing. Megatron might be a machine, but he is a living machine. He has a soul. He has an essence. He's got a spirit.
Yeah, I get
he has a spark. So...
Yeah. Okay, well, which version of Rogue?
So I'm just going with like a colloquial, just comic book version of Rogue. Like
I think as we learned from X-Men '97, he could put up a thing, and then she'd be like, Zoop, and then they'd hook up, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a robot. Yes, that's true. But I mean,
you know what he could do? He can.
Wait, no.
Oh,
serious point to that. She can touch Colossus, no problem, if he's got his organic metal skin up.
Okay.
So why wouldn't that apply to a Transformer?
That is a good question.
Like maybe she could like rip him.
I was going to say, I think she would have to like punch her way through him and just reach that juicy center of his. Because even though so Galvatron is powerful, but you can still damage him. He can still be hurt. One of those things where he is sort of like a glass cannon. He's got more output, but I can still see Rogue just God. She's fought Nimrod for fucking crying out loud. She's.
All right. So Rogue wins because Rogue is Rogue. She's just more powerful than Megatron.
Well, I'm trying to think of like a fun situational way that she can win.
Sometimes that's how it comes down. Is
like, because she's a brawler. Like she's a brawler. Like, you know how Beast punched his way in and took control of the Sentinel? Rogue wouldn't do that, but she has the same capability. I just feel like she could punch her way through to the juicy core.
I got this. I got it. So I thought about this. In the 1980 cartoon, they could like just go up to shit, and then they'd be like, "Oh, it's the fucking volcano," and then like, they just start collecting energon
Right.
straight out of the volcano somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then
Because Soundwave has the empty things in his chest.
so Rogue goes up, but like I mean, problem is she's in a 1980s cartoon. These things are so invincible. They could eat grenades. They could have a grenade eating competition at an orphanage, and everybody would be fine. So he's fighting Megatron, and then Megatron's like, rah, 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 rah. Soundwave, do it. And then all of a sudden, and they just start energoning Rogue. So I just reversed your Rogue on you.
Oh, shit.
I sap her power out, and then they all eat the power. And then Rogue's still okay because, like, you know,
just throw her in a tube and just feast off her power.
She's defeated for now.
Okay.
We'll come back to her in another episode. But yeah, that's how I win.
Solved. But it's not about us. It's about who y'all think wins. Put up polls and shit. Yeah, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff.
Polls on Twitter, Facebook. Yeah.
Rogue is such a cool character.
You can also just message us here on Twitter. You can do whatever you want. I mean, Twitter, YouTube. You just leave a comment.
Ooh.
Whatever you want.
I rolled a crit.
I forgot we had to roll.
I rolled a natural 20.
Well, that's too high. We're down to 16.
I rolled a nin. A 9.
Nin. You got someone I really hope keeps going. Captain America.
Oh, okay.
And he will be going. I can't. That would be funny though. But Rogue is currently fighting, so
okay.
Just take your shit. Now I gotta reroll. Damn it! Stop rolling Rogue. I can't play. There we go. I like rolled Rogue 3 times and I rolled the same one as you. Okay. Just won his first battle. Oh, I feel bad. Cap's gonna lose, but it's Vader versus Captain America.
Ooh.
I get Vader, you get Cap.
I get Cap. Wait, who gets Cap?
You get Cap. I get Vader.
Okay. I want Vader.
I know. I never got Power Go, so I don't want to hear it. He's dead now. You gotta bring your A game. Remember, you can't pick any version, so that will help. I'm sure there's some. I mean, right off the bat, you have Cap Wolf, but I'm sure there's more powerful.
Oh yeah. So anyways, yeah, we got. Shall we jump into Behold Nerds?
Let's do a quick pee break. I think.
PP break. Yes. We will be right back. All right, we're back. Yay. Oh,
You got a snack too, or
snack break. Well, anyways. So, you never watched Beast Wars, because they go transmetal in Beast Wars. You know, it's glorious.
I think there is a transmetal Beast Wars.
Yeah. See, what they need to do is just remake Beast Wars. Just redo the animation of Beast Wars, but keep all the audio. Just do that.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. That's what I would do. Easy $1 billion.
Why don't they do a Beast Wars 97 or something? That way, like, you get a continuation.
Well,
I get
it had a it did have a continuation with Beast Machines, which I loved the story, but I hated the what they transformed into, because it was no longer it was less transforming, more morphing into things, so it didn't make sense, and I hated the design of Rat Trap. It was just atrocious. But
the last time I watched Transformers, I was at your house in my little basement there, and
now my man cave.
I was watching it, and I was just like, "What is this?" Because they're like, "Oh, I merge with this person, and we become," and it was 15 minutes of transformations, and they walk a few feet, and they're like, "Don't worry, now I'll combine with blah blah blah," and they just kept combining and I realized this is the whole show. And I was like, is this what Transformers has become? And then that was the last time I tried a Transformers cartoon.
Yeah, there was a phase where it went through kind of like an anime sort of style, but Beast Wars, on the other hand, is fantastic. I admit, I can see past the primitive CGI. It is bad, but the story's so good, I can forgive it. It's like watching an old movie. You can forgive it for its datedness. You could still watch it. Jaws looks silly, but it's still good. But it looks silly.
Yeah, but the reason Jaws works is because we don't really see the shark.
Yeah.
And sharks do have that kind of they're not really alive look to them.
Yeah.
And so it kind of works.
Soulless.
There you go. The best I can do is a few treats. Actually, I can do.
He craves flesh.
I really hope my ass wasn't hanging out just then. I'll get demonetized.
Oh, I don't know how to respond to that. Anyways, sorry.
All right. What do we got next? Oh, Bald Nerds.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to do this thing where I'm going to announce Behold Nerds while I'm drinking a soda, but it's actually going to sound like Frosty's voice. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Behold Nerds is our weekly book club. We take turns picking movies and comic books and things like that, and we do a review. And this week it was my choice, so I picked X-Men Dark Phoenix.
No, you're supposed to say Frosty's choice, because it was supposed to be me doing a ventriloquist of you while I was drinking the soda in your voice.
I tried.
Damn it, Frosty! Anyways, so also Transformers animated where Prowl was a ninja. Okay, so that's my actually top 3. So Beast Wars is my favorite. I like Beast Wars more than the original 80s version, but the two of them are part of the same story. So I look at it as that. Then at a number 3 is actually Transformers Animated. I love Transformers Animated. Criminally underrated show. Kind of an interesting spin on the lore, but gave us really interesting characters. Tragically, we didn't get any more of it. Probably one of the more interesting versions of Soundwave. He's actually one of those Scion cars that are meant for sound. You know, those toaster-looking cars. He's one of those cars, and then he has a guitar that's laser beak. It's neat. It's fun. I actually had some of the figures displayed at one point, but yeah, we only got one season of it, and tragically. But anyways, that's my Transformer.
That happens a lot.
I know.
I mean, like, I've been bitching about how I watched Captain Fall and then it ended. And it's like, I need the next 10 episodes, you bastards.
I swear I try to watch Beast Wars in good faith, but my eyes hurt. Yeah, you rabble. When I'm a successful billionaire with a quantum, I'm going to just hire a team to just reanimate Beast Wars for y'all to enjoy. That's it.
No, the same thing happened to me because he was like, Cap's like, you have to watch it. It's the best thing ever. And then I was like, I can't get past the animation.
Even fellow nerd Adrian is on my side with that. He's like, yo, y'all need to watch this. Dan's kind of on. Dan doesn't really have a dog in the fight either way, but I know Adrian. Yeah. I have so many of the Transformers animated figures I wish I could show you guys. So I have. Who do I have? I have Prowl, because I thought his character was cool. I have Bumblebee, but it's the one where he's. It's the version of Bumblebee where he's got the black striping on him, the black and yellow one. My favorite of all of them is oh my goodness, it was Shockwave, but he was something else in the show. He was like the double agent, and I loved that because his name was like Grapple or Hook or something, and he was like a crane guy. But then there's a reveal at the end where it was Shockwave the whole time, and the figure is cool because it transforms into Shockwave. It's got 4 different modes, and I've always loved Transformers with the different, like, multiple modes beyond the 2.
He's got every Transformer.
I have a lot of Transformers,
but you're not allowed to touch any of them, and they look super fun to play with, but you're not allowed to. It's like living at like in a toy chest, but everything is for display only.
Also, I thought it was weird, but I like what they did with the, oh my goodness, Jetfire and Jetstorm, I think. Blur was your favorite? Yeah, Blur was good. I remember Blur. I like, Jazz is always my favorite.
I do too, because I've been paying attention.
Anyways, I can talk about this.
You guys have fun. I don't care.
No, it's
that show for Propolis.
God, it's just that show's that should be a Beholder's one of these days. I should find out if that's streaming anywhere and just have Frosty watch the first few episodes of Transformers animated, because it kind of plays with the fact where Transformers.
It's your pick this week, dude.
Yeah. Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay. Blur was your favorite. My God, we sort of got all of them. I have. Oh, who was it? Who was the guy with the blue guy who turned into the truck with the snowplow? My God, who is he? Speaking of, I have a Transformer that is an X-Jet. I don't mean the model. It's like the official one. That's cool. See here, what recent Transformers have I gotten? God, Transformers are fun. They're just tactile fun. You just, like, you ever want to sit and just on the couch and veg and just have something like that to just mess with? So my favorite is Soundwave. I have a lot of Soundwave stuff.
I like Soundwave as a character, but when I just think if you look at the original Soundwave objectively, I know they made him cool, so it worked.
Right.
But when you think about it, like, this guy turns into a tank, this guy turns into a jet. What do you turn into? A cassette player.
Right. Yeah. and yet Megatron trusts him more than any other fucking butt out of all of them. Right. Yes.
I get that he's cool, but I'm just saying, when you think on paper he sounds stupid.
Right. It's all in the execution, right? Like, here's your D&D power. You transform into a cassette tape. Go. But love Soundwave 2, Jetfire, Jetstorm. So I have them. You know, it's funny you mentioned that you've been wanting them. I have them, and it's cool because they're two figures or 2 jets. They're identical. They each transform, but then they sort of fuse together in like some weird thing. Absolute fave is Unicron. Yeah, so they have a giant like $600 Unicron figure, and there's one of the Ark.
I got something I can add that has nothing to do with Transformers, but I'm wondering if Super Killers recognizes it because it's anime. Check out my.
Hey, I know what that is. I recognize it, but I can't tell you what it is.
It's what's his name from the Bleach. That's when he gets his like fucking skull face thing. I was at a concert. There's words for all this. They're not coming to me right now.
It's okay. It's no longer Schedule 1.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're talking about. Ichigo, that's his name, right? I don't know. It was dope. It's the one time I got into the show. It was because fellow nerd Joe showed it to me, and then he puts the mask comes on. He goes all evil looking. He's got the cool blade. It was awesome. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. It's just I can't deal with that show when they're like hanging out with teddy bears and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's it. God, I love talking Transformers. You know what was cool is somebody sat at the bar the other day with a Transformers tattoo, and like, oh my God, that's a Transformers tattoo. We're going to talk Transformers. I got to talk Transformers at the bar, and it's great. And he's like, check out my thing. Do you see what I did there? And it was the Autobot logo with the Maximal logo sort of like fused in with it. I'm like, oh my God, that's really fucking cool. I'm just proud of that. But anyways, yeah, we should move on.
You don't know that the mask is from Bleach. I figured you would because you like anime, but yeah, it's.
I recognize it from an anime.
Yeah.
But anyways, it is my pick, so we are going to do what my daughter
We
said.
haven't even talked about the show yet.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about Dark Phoenix. Yes, so okay. All right. So let's talk about Dark Phoenix. Okay.
For the beholder's eyes.
Okay. Okay. I hated Jennifer Lawrence in this movie. She needed to disappear.
Oh, right. So this is our weekly book club. We picked X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
Because this movie was one of those movies I was told was terrible. And then I sat down and watched it and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then he on the train. And
the train was cool.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, that's cool. And then and so I legit liked the movie. Sometimes, and I think that's happened with the X-Men movies because people keep telling me they suck. And then I actually go and watch them, and I guess with zero expectation.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. Like, you had Dazzler in the back.
Yeah, so are there moments in this movie that I enjoyed? Yes. I hadn't seen this movie yet, so this is my first time walking in. Yo, what was up with Jennifer Lawrence? So when is it the Mystique show? When does Mystique boss her on Storm? So
you haven't followed.
So all right, so this is part of the X-Men First Class timeline. Does this negate the original timeline because this says 1992 and OG X-Men is like
basically don't. The answer is don't think about it too hard.
But I am thinking about it because you don't go from looking like that to looking like old man in 8 years. This isn't Star Wars.
No, but just think of those as two alternate paths or whatever.
Okay.
That's the best way to think of it.
Days of Future Past is what splintered everything apart.
Sure.
Okay.
Because they have that. But no, this picks up from First Class and kind of goes from there.
Okay.
And it's been from there because remember we had X-Men Apocalypse.
Right.
And then, which you probably also didn't see because you did what I did. I was like, oh, these are dumb. And then I keep going back and watching it. I'm like, actually, these are fun. And I won't apologize for that. I had fun watching this, and this is the second time, and I had fun. So this is Dark Phoenix, which I think is one of those stories where they just keep going, like, we need to do Dark Phoenix.
I know.
And like as X-Men have proven, there are other stories.
Right. And more interesting stories too. Just a lot more.
Dark Phoenix was one of their best stories.
Right. But
it's just you have to do it well.
Right.
But this one I thought was a fairly decent version of it. And I enjoyed the stuff around it. So yeah, I had a good time watching this. The Jennifer Lawrence, so she's been there since the beginning, is why.
Well, she's just so annoying in this movie.
In this universe, her and Beast are kind of the two oldest people because they remember she meets Xavier when they're both children.
Yeah. So is she no longer the mother of Nightcrawler?
No.
And Rogue?
No.
Weird. Okay. I don't know. I don't like Mystique. I just want to strip her from this movie.
Well,
and
I mean, I didn't have a problem with her. I get
she's...
Josh's point is that, like, because it's like we have to keep throwing ourselves into these really dangerous situations, and she's on the front line trying to save everybody.
Yeah.
And Xavier just sits back and says, "Yeah, we'll do it."
So Dark Phoenix got something so wrong it made Cyclops' optic blast hot. Ah!
I guess. I mean, look, yeah, it's not. It's my point isn't this is the best X-Men ever? No, of course not. My point was everybody told me this was ass. And
so
I watched it,
there were some good so there was some great the whole train sequence is great. Like once Magneto shows up, I feel like the movie sort of got better.
Look, so the beginning part, like I enjoyed the whole thing. Beginning part, we have them going to space. I thought Mystique makes a very good point. Xavier sits on his ass, like just shaking hands and getting awards.
Right.
She's the one going into space with her friends,
right,
and risking their lives, and which is what happens. They come back, and Jean's absorbed the Phoenix force, and then she goes out into. She starts becoming more powerful, and then we get to see her kind of go on a rampage for a while, and then we see the one part is like, who is this alien race that's there? I don't know. That was one weak point. But like I said, this movie overall, like we got to see Dazzler briefly. She was cool.
She was awesome.
And then like the moments of Nightcrawler, the action sequences were fun. And then the whole train sequence, I was just like, wow, this is really good. Like when Magneto like flips their guy's wrist around, throws them back, and then they're just like do. I just thought it was a fun movie. I just wish I knew who the aliens were.
Yeah, who were they? What was their thing? Because what was their type of Phoenix? Who cared?
They said that they explained. I mean, their planet was attacked by the Phoenix Force. Now they follow it, and that one chick thinks she can absorb it. No, again, was this the best thing? It kind of reminded me of that other one.
I feel like this movie didn't understand the X-Men characters. Like, so Storm. This is like the tale of two X-Men, where you have X-Men 97, where each character is like faithfully and just like perfectly just represented, and you can point to a moment where each one just has this perfect thing that just perfectly illustrates them. Storm. The what sucked me out of the movie was, here's this awesome train scene going on. Here's Storm. Now, when we're introduced to Storm in 97, you have all these Sentinels, and all of a sudden everybody's getting their ass kicked, and Omega level threat detected. So when I hear Beast, go help Storm, I'm like, do what? Do what? What? Prep the jet, I guess? I don't know. Have a sandwich ready? Like,
you're comparing the best of the best of the best,
right,
to something that wasn't bad.
And I consumed both on the same thing, and I'm just processing.
I thought that was a fun thing to do.
Whoa. No. I'm not saying I did.
I regret this now.
No.
I thought it was fun to.
So I'm not saying I hated this movie. It's not a. It's a gotta do what you gotta do. But I didn't hate this movie. I hated Jennifer Lawrence in this movie, but it was okay. It was fine. Like once Magneto showed up, and like the part that saves the movie is the train scene. That is what makes the movie phenomenal. You have the guy with the gun shooting the thing, and Magneto's doing the thing. It's cool.
I just like it had enough X-Men flavor.
You know who's good at this?
Alternate universe. But I was able to, and you got to remember when this came out, we didn't have X-Men 9.
Right.
And so like this came out, and I put it on, and I'm like, you know what? This is not as bad as people say. It kind of reminded me of, what was that X-Men horror, the X-Force, X-Factor horror one?
Yeah. I don't hate Dark Phoenix either. It's just meh. I forget. Yeah, so I'm kind of the same way. It's a.
I hate meh. I hate the word meh because it's so non-committal. It's not even like I think it was like.
No, it's no. So no. It's not committal. It's think of it as more of like a benign thing.
No, that's what I mean. I guess from a creator's point of view, anytime I've created a work of art and I put it for other people to judge, if someone says I hated it, then I'm like, oh, okay. If someone says they loved it, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. As soon as you give me a meh, it's a dagger to my heart. It means you didn't even care. You hate it. You didn't hate it. You didn't even hate it. You mad it.
I think it's sort of like a net zero. It's an indifference.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. So
your art had zero impact.
I didn't like it that much, Frosty. I'm sorry. It was just Jennifer Lawrence sucked me out of the movie. Well, there's some cool parts, yes. But my brain was trying to age this guy up 8 years to look like Patrick Stewart, and it just wasn't happening in my synapses. Why does Magneto, an Auschwitz survivor, look like he's from the OC? What is?
We know timeline.
All right, God, Deadpool's gonna show up and murder them all, and then they're going to be resurrected with purple hair. And
all right. So okay, it's your pick. I thought this was Shut Up and Take My Money, especially at the time when I had no X-Men content, and then I put this on. Like I got Dazzler over here, I got Nightcrawler.
I like seeing Dazzler. I love seeing Dazzler. I love when Magneto did the thing with the train. That was cool.
Like, pulling helicopters towards people.
That was cool.
And more than most films. But
have we consumed worse substance? Yes, we have definitely consumed worse media.
The whole mad as a word, that's a different debate. I'm not saying that if you're saying it's you got to do what you got to do. Fair enough. I'm just saying when I've given art forth and people give me meh, that's the dagger to my heart. Because it's that one's the one that like you didn't.
Okay, so here's the thing, the way I look at in this specific circumstance where a studio comes along and creates a product, if the person creating this product had full reign to do whatever they want, to create what they wanted, unrestricted and blah 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 blah, then yes. But what the studio is what makes it meh. Hey, we had this cool thing for this cool fight to do this thing. Oh, we can't do that because of this other thing? Fuck you, other thing. This is my art, my project. I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want, not acquiesce to something else that's garbage. Like, that's what I'm talking about. So when you have that sort of interference, it's meh. It's soulless. It is, you know what it is? It's the studio sucking the soul out of the art is what it is. And when you get that, it just rises to meh.
But you're not a professional artist. You're not a professional artist. As a professional artist, you don't get complete creative control of your own art. But you still want people to look at it and be like, wow, that's cool.
And to be fair, I really hate stuff because it wastes energy. Now, I definitely hate Venom, LOL.
Venom?
Yeah, he says he definitely hates Venom, LOL.
Which Venom? Oh, the movie?
Yep.
I would have said I hated it, but then I was watching it with my girlfriend at the time, and she was cracking up through the whole thing.
Yep.
And so, again, that made me look at it through a different lens.
So, meh is often a product of creation by committee. Yeah, I would agree to that.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I said, okay, so when I was working for various rock and roll retail things, I didn't control what I got to do, but I'm still an artist and I still put my stamp on it.
Right.
And so, like I showed it to my friend. He looked at it. That's meh. And that's why, to me, that is the worst review you can give something. You didn't even give a shit.
But
that's a separate point. That is why I hate that word. And I think it was a much superior. You got to do what you got to do. Because that's
No, I'm giving it. You got to do what you got to do.
I know. I just I picked up on that word. As soon as when people throw that word out there, it's one of my things where I'm like, oh god.
Like the Fantastic Four movie, the recent one was meh.
See, I thought that was a pile of shit.
It is a pile of shit, but it's I don't know.
That was a death by snooze.
That was a death by snooze.
I mean, you fell asleep, and I was just like, what is going on?
Anyways, this movie was. I tried.
Pick your
I tried.
movie.
What's that hotel thing that my youngling wanted us to watch? What's it called?
Hotel has a band. It's the I forget what
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah,
It
that.
has been hotel.
Yeah, Has Been Hotel.
Yeah. I saw the first episode, but I didn't really give it a chance.
Mm.
I forget how long are the episodes? Like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like
You
it.
should probably watch 2.5. But
Yeah, we
maybe
watched
3
two episodes. 2 episodes of Has Been Hotel.
2 episodes.
Yeah, 2 episodes. No, they're about 30 minutes. We can do 3 episodes. 90 minutes, yeah. We can do 3 episodes of Has Been Hotel. Give something my youngling to point to.
People are raving over it. I saw the first episode. She got it right. It's an R-rated musical in hell.
Right. I'm done.
You should probably watch it if your kid's watching it, just so you know what she's watching.
It's fine. Eating from the same bowl. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so
people love it.
no, I'm walking in with zero context, so let's do it again. So tune in next week, and we will be discussing the first 3 episodes of the Has Been Hotel. And we got 2 minutes.
Done. We do have a couple of trailers to burn through real fast. So we had I want to talk Cyberpunk. We had the new Acolyte trailer, Star Wars Acolyte. Do you see it?
No.
Man, it looks good.
Don't care.
I'm really excited for this. Especially watching this new trailer, I was just I don't really know what's going on, but everything, I was just like, oh, this looks like Star Wars when it's actually good. So I'm excited.
Oh, speaking of Star Wars, for my birthday, Mrs. Cap got me tickets to the Star Wars celebration on Tuesday. That's cool. I've never been to one. Trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. They're going to have...
The Crow comes out in theaters again soon.
Isn't it at the end of the month?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Probably Memorial Day release.
I'm still not healthy enough to really go. So
I'm sure it'll be on streaming at the end of June.
It's on now. We watched it not that long ago. But I would
like. Oh, the new one. Okay.
No, it's the 30th anniversary of the original.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the new one that they're coming out with.
No. I mean the that sounds like a fun time to me, but no one's gonna.
I bet I bet I could find somebody to take you, Frosty.
Ooh. The people I live with, I'm like, hey, they're like, no.
Frosty, I'm going to dial my radar to the universe for you. Oh my god! I don't want to
meet people. That sounds hard. I'm good.
Hard.
Plus, I don't have an immune system. It's better if I don't go anyway.
So you're just talking yourself out of it. Anyways, what else we got? Acolyte.
Yeah, and then we had the Boys trailer, which I think you said you also didn't see that drop.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I saw the thing for it, but I just didn't get a chance to click on the thing to watch it.
No, it's cool. It looks dope. Both of them look really good. Excited to see it. See, pretty much up on time. What else is happening? Anything left? No, I have a bunch of rants that I haven't been able to get to for a while. What is this? Some me being an
ass. Of course. Here, burn through it really quick, and then I have a thing at 1:30. So let's
go for it. It's 12:30, dude. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Super Killer, thanks for chatting with us today. Yeah. Here for those of you who watch, thanks for watching. Do all the comment nonsense. Tune in next.
Make sure you check out Super Killer's.
Yes, link is in the chat, nerds. Please check that out. Let him know what you think.
Make sure you like his book. More of them, because more Super Killers in our life.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, tune in next week where we will be discussing Has Been Hotel. Was it episodes 1, 2, and 3? What else we got? Captain America versus Darth Vader. That'll be a good one. Take us away, Frosty.
Gambit No, they were dancing, drinking wine, making love.
Love.
Oh, my children of the atom destroyed. No.
No.